Daly stepped in, but only at the expense of a free kick. Really tucked inside then Christian Daly. It's certainly Zola territory. It's certainly Lasso territory.
When Zola takes a free kick, I think you hardly ever see him hit it into the wall. You know it's either going to go over the bar or it's going to fly into the corner, and unfortunately on the night it flew into the corner.
Zola! Tim Flowers didn't even see it. Training ground hard work pays off for Chelsea early here. He knew all about the threat, Flowers, and he could do absolutely nothing. Loves to come forward with it. He'll continue his run here. And he found a great ball in a tight area. This is picture book stuff from Chelsea, and off the line to deny them what would have been an outstanding goal. How well Davidson did. Davidson forward, overhit, fell to Darlene. This might be better. Suddenly it's a whole lot better. Chris Sutton is back in business, and Blackburn are level in this one.
Chris is always difficult to play against. He's always difficult to mark. He's always on the go, using his elbows, using everything he can to get a good result. And particularly in that game, he was really up for it. And a couple of times had a go with Frank Leboeuf as well.
Also forward. Leboeuf's missed header, and Dubry had to be alert. So too did Ed de Hoy. Fell to Babayaro. Zola may be in here. Flowers made contact. It's a penalty. And I don't think Peter Jones had any doubt. They scored from a free kick early in the first period here to go in front. They're back in front from the penalty spot early in the second half. And Roy Hodgson is furious about the penalty decision.
Roy Hodgson was the best coach I've ever worked with. He knew different methods to play. He was good on the training field. Everything he did was structured to the game on a Saturday. It was the first time I think the people in England have seen Roy Hodgson lose his temper, because he was a quite mild-mannered man, and you know, to see him lose his temper like that, it was obviously something upsetting.
Davidson. De Hoy changed his mind and went back, and that was a terrible mistake. Out of nothing, it's two apiece. Chelsea's soft centre was exposed then. Sebastian Perez's first goal in Blackburn's colours. And they won't come much easier than that. Another goal in the first half. Blackburn Rovers were a different side. What will happen this time? It's Sutton. Fantastic save from Ed de Hoy. One of the best Blackburn moves of the night.
And what I remember is that it could go anywhere. We were both playing 100% in both chances, and we could win, they could win, and every minute it was changing. At that moment you're thinking, oh my God. But a minute later you think, we can win the game, we can turn it around.
Well, that action by Graham Lasso speaks for itself. The retaliation after the earlier foul by Perez.
That game was a massive game for me, particularly in a sense, because I was going back up to Blackburn, and I managed to ruin it for myself because I got sent off.
If you raise your hand, you know the consequences.
Both myself and the Blackburn player got sent off. And I think Roy Hodgson, who was the manager at Blackburn then, you know, felt very hard done by that his player had been sent off. And I think after the match said that was the reason why, you know, they'd lost it, was because of that sending off. But it was in fact Torrey who came on and scored two magnificent goals.
Torrey Andre Flo with his fingers bandaged up. On for Kazaragi. Here's Darlene at the other end. He went down right in front of the referee, Peter Jones. Blackburn get the penalty decision. And the striker's responsibility fulfilled by Chris Sutton. Blackburn go in front. And suddenly, Chelsea, whose football has been so good at times, are haunted by all the old questions about their resolution away from home. Laudrup's ball in! With his very first touch, Tony Andre Flo levels it all again at 3-3.
I came on and I remember I got a great cross from Brian Laudrup, and I think it was just in front of goal, maybe a bit closer to the near post. It was very tight and I put my foot in and it went nicely down the corner, and I think that was the equaliser, yeah.
5 minutes left, plus injury time. Tore Andre Flo is onside here. Chelsea go back in front. It's 2 in 5 minutes from Tore Andre Flo.
He was a tremendous player for Chelsea. For such a tall guy, who looked somewhat cumbersome really sometimes, you know, he didn't look sort of the most elegant player sometimes, but he had amazing control of the ball and could move the ball between his feet very, very quickly. And his finishing was absolutely wonderful.
With a lot of players you play against, you know a little bit what they're going to do. But with Tore or also with Dennis Bergkamp, you don't know what they're going to do. So they're unpredictable. And they give so much special to the club where they're playing for. And on that night, he did very well for us to came on and scored 2 goals.
They make it a 5th here. What a save by Flowers. It's not finished with yet, or even now. Blackburn get a life, but what a superb first save by Flowers.
It was a difficult match for us, and when you look like losing and then you suddenly equalise and get a winning goal at the end, that's you always get happy managers then.
Gianluca Vialli and Chelsea winners away from home in the league for the first time this season. Tore Andre Flo with 2 late strikes to swing a game that looked to be heading away from the visitors back in Chelsea's favour.
Flo scored 34 goals in 59 league games for Chelsea, but incredibly he started in only 6 of them. Quite a bloke to have on the bench.